morning.
Hughes. I came right early because I knew the police would probably call here first if they had any news about Kim and Franny, and I wanted to be with Andrew when it came in.
Well, yes, of course. But actually, you're not the first to arrive.
Yeah, I'll bet. Where is Lisa?
Lisa is resting in the den. Tom's on the phone right now. It seems as if Bob and Kevin may have located the house where Doug is holding Franny and Kim. It's somewhere in Colorado. Chris is down at the police station phoning us the news as it comes in.
Oh. How are you holding up?
I'm okay. I'm just worried.
Okay.
Hey, all right. Listen, Granddad, you just let us know if you hear anything, all right? Okay.
What did Chris say, Tom?
Well, Roy Franklin, Detective Munson, and Ben Anderson from the FBI are on their way to Colorado. They're going to radio in as soon as they land.
Do they know anything about Bob and Kevin?
Only that they left Texas early this morning for Colorado, and McCloskey seems to feel they may get there before the police.
Hey, wait a minute. Kevin and Bob are going to try to deal with this guy Cummings all by themselves?
Yeah, John, if they get there first, I'm sure they will.
That's insane. They don't know anything about a rescue operation.
You'd be surprised what people are capable of doing, John, when it's for someone that they love. It can make all the difference in the world.
I'm sure of that, Ellen, but it also can make things worse.
Marcia, listen, come here a minute. Did you hear anything?
What? No.
I could swear I heard a helicopter.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, somebody's coming. I'm certain it was a helicopter. It can't be wishful thinking again.
I hope that's all it is.
I'm telling you, I heard a helicopter.
If someone is trying to get to this house, they'll have to come along the path. They'll break the beams of those sensors and trigger another explosion.
Oh, my God, I can't even see the path from here.
I'll go outside and take a look. If there is someone there, maybe I can warn them in time.
All right, just hurry up. Hurry up. I'm going to go upstairs and tell Franny to get ready.
Why get her hopes up before we know anything for sure? Douglas isn't going to hurt her now. When I saw him last, he couldn't move. Believe me, he'll never leave his room now.
If I take him back, she will send the authorities back.
No, we can go someplace else, another country, somewhere where no one would ever dream of looking for us. Will you do that?
Oh, I want so much to believe you. How do I know you're not just trying to trick me again?
I'm not.
Huh?
I promise.
Then prove it.
How?
Make love to me. Right now.
Doug.
Right
There are
now.
more important ways for me to prove my love to you.
No.
I'm so concerned about your safety.
Safe.
That's not true. The police are looking for us. It's only a matter of time before they find us. Now, after we fly Kim back, we can get away. Just the two of us and spend the rest of our lives together.
Look, don't you remember I told you about those sensors? They are in operation. No one can get up to this house without being blown to bits. I can't see the place. I can't.
This has got to be it, though. There's a definite path.
All right, well, let's go.
This portion brought to you today by Totally New Pampers. Helps keep your baby dry from top to bottom. And by new no-rinse Spick and Span. Now get great cleaning power without rinsing.
That belonged to Franny's. That's Franny's. What's the matter?
That could be some kind of alarm system.
think so. Well, we tipped them off we're here.
They probably think we're dead. The big question is, how do we get down there? Because this path is probably rigged all the way. Well, I guess what we'll have to do is go back up, go around, cross that creek, right near the mill. Let's go.
Did you set off that explosion?
No, not this time. Maybe it was an animal in the path, or who knows, maybe we had visitors.
Oh, God.
That's all right. We're safe.
I have to
We're
go
safe.
to Kim.
Why?
Because Kim
Kim is what?
is afraid.
The explosions.
Doug, you terrified her when you set them off.
Sorry. I shouldn't have done that. But I have had this dream for so long. I would rather not live than see it fall apart. It'd be much better if this entire place were destroyed.
Don't say that. You haven't lost anything.
Yeah, I've lost Kim's faith in me. I've lost that. You heard what she said. She went back on everything that she ever said to me. She doesn't care about me anymore.
That's not true.
Then why did she want to go home?
Because she wants to be back in Oakdale with our family. And I'm glad she feels that way. Because I want to be alone with you. I don't want to share you with anyone.
Seeing you in Caroline's dress brings back so many memories. You know, sometimes I can just see her so clear.
I shouldn't have worn it. I'll go change.
No, it becomes you, you know? You're very much like her. In many ways, I have not had a woman since she died. Now, you believe that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I have waited for you for so long. That's why I need you so much now.
You can't just leave,
Oh,
Shannon.
no. Watch my smoke. Brian bought this place for Barbara. And after what happened last night, I wouldn't stay here for all the sand and the...
Well, but you still don't know what actually happened last night.
Oh, I know what I saw. Barbara in one of her simply slinkies, soft music in the background, and Brian calling out from the bedroom that she had made him a new man. I'd say the chances are good they weren't playing finesse in there.
Please don't jump to conclusions until you talk to Brian.
I have no desire to talk to a man who refuses to hear the truth. That Earl is my uncle. Besides, Harriet, I've left messages all over the place, and he hasn't returned one of them.
Maybe he's tied up.
No, I don't think Barbara's quite that kinky. If that's Brian, I don't want to see him.
Oh, come in. You're just in time to sound retreat.
I was afraid you'd overreact if you heard this.
Well, Earl, I know that you think fidelity should only be applied to stereo systems, but it still means something to me.
So you are convicting Brian on circumstantial evidence, which is exactly what he did when he found you with me.
Which he never would have had to do if Barbara hadn't left that message claiming to be me. I wonder if I can sue her for defamation of character.
Now, you are not thinking clearly. Now, if you leave here, you'll be out in the streets.
Oh, no. There's still the Corbman home for the homeless. I think I'll stay there for a little while till I decide which country I would like to visit next. They say Lithuania is beautiful this time of year.
I don't like to quote, but aren't you the lady that said that you were tired of running?
Well, I found my second wind. Besides, there's nothing left for me here. Draculette's got Brian by the throat.
I never thought you were so defeatist before. Oh, look, I personally am lucky that I have never been in love. But all the movies on the subject seem to say that one fights for the object of one's affection.
I tried, and I lost.
Well, you didn't try very hard. You catch Brian in what you call, you think is the act once, and you give up.
Didn't you tell me a few months ago that if you don't like what you see, you have to face it instead of running away?
Harriet, that was different.
No, it wasn't, Shannon. You taught me how to find the strength to fight. Now, what's happened to all your strength?
Oh, no, just give up, Harriet. The girl wants to be manipulated.
What does that mean?
That Barbara Ryan would like nothing better than to see the last of you. Now, are you going to win him back or leave town and hand him over to Draculetta on a silver platter?
I called Lisa's. They said she was over here. Is there anything about the rescue operation?
No, not yet.
Oh, boy, I closed fashion so I could be over here with everyone. I know how worried you must be, Tom. But you have to remember, we're all here to give each other moral support. Come on.
How could I have been so close and not seen it? I was sure Marcia Talbot was the murderer. I didn't even think about Doug Cummings.
He had us all fooled. I mean, even after I found that key, I let him get close enough to almost kill me.
If anything happens to Franny, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You still love her, don't you?
Yeah. And when she gets back, I'm gonna do everything I can to prove it to her.
Guess I don't have to tell you that Kevin's in love with her, too.
But, Dad, it doesn't make any sense. I thought Doug was a friend. I mean, I heard him tell Franny he loved her. Well, if he loved her, how could he do something like that?
I don't have any answer for you, really. Love gets selfish sometimes. When that happens, people can do terrible things.
Well, do you think... Are they going to be okay?
They're going to be fine, okay? They're going to be just fine.
Hello? No, I'm sorry. Lisa McCall is resting. May I ask who's calling, please? Margot, darling, where are you? Are you still in England?
Honey, listen, it's Tom. We got to talk, all right? Hello?
Penny for your thoughts.
Just old memories. They're not worth very much anymore.
Do you have a minute to talk?
Sure.
I was worried about you. I left messages with Lisa for you to call me no matter what time you got home. I waited up all night. Why didn't you call me back?
I didn't get your messages. I didn't go home last night.
Tom?
Barbara, if you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a minute, all right?
Look, I just wanted to tell you how sorry I am that Margot hung up on you.
I don't know what I expected. I also don't know how the hell to even start making it up to her.
Tom, what happened between us is not enough to destroy a healthy marriage. You have to stop feeling guilty about this.
That doesn't help, Barbara. I am guilty. And what happened between you and me should not have happened. If I lose my marriage, it is my fault.
Look, you have to stop thinking about that right now. There are a lot of people in there who are counting on you to be strong for them.
Yeah, Barbara, I know that, and I came in here to get myself together, all right?
Tom, you're a wonderful man. And sooner or later, Margot's going to realize that, and she's going to come home.
Oh. Gee, I'm sorry to interrupt. McCluskey's on the phone. Would you like to talk to him?
Yeah, thanks, John.
What are you doing?
I was about to ask you the same question.
Oh, come on, John. Get out of my way.
Don't you think it's bad enough that Margot had to leave town and turn down a promotion? Can't you and Tom be a little bit more discreet?
What are you talking about?
It's obvious to me what's going on between you and Tom. It's obvious to me it's been going on for some time. I told Margot about it, but obviously she doesn't want to listen to me.
Lucinda told me how you've been trying to seduce Sierra Esteban. So you see, John, when it comes to morality, you don't have a lot to judge people by. Excuse me.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Sam McCloskey just got a call from Roy Franklin. They arrived in Colorado at the house. They got there by helicopter.
Was there any sign of Bob and Kevin?
The pilot who took them in said that Dad and Kevin had arrived there about an hour before and headed down to the house by themselves.
Tom, I know that look. You're keeping something from us. Now, what is it?
Apparently, after Dad and Kevin took off, the pilot said that he heard an explosion.
Marcia? My God, you're all right. What happened? What happened? Did you see something?
Yes. Just before the explosion, I caught a glimpse through the binoculars of someone starting down the path.
Oh, my God. Who was it?
It was Kevin Gibson.
Oh, my God. No.
And your husband. No.
Let's go.
You can't go out there. Go out there. You can't. You'll set off the senses. You'll never make it.
The waiting is over. The waiting is over, Franny. What's the matter?
You said that you wanted everything to be perfect.
It is.
First time we made love. You built this house for Caroline. I'm even wearing the ring you gave her. Everywhere I look, I see her memory.
But everything here is yours now. It's all yours.
That's not the way I feel. Can we wait?
No.
Can we wait?
No.
Until after we're married?
Look, if you loved me, you will not even ask me to wait. You do love me, don't you? I mean, you weren't pretending to me, were you? No.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not. It's just so much has happened so fast. I don't want to rush into everything.
Like what?
So many things that I don't understand.
Like what? Like what?
Like Marie. And Cal. And the others. You said that you hurt them to make me happy. It makes me feel like I've done something horribly wrong.
No, you can't feel that way.
I feel responsible.
No. You still don't understand, do you?
No.
It's okay. It's all right. Hey. I will explain it all to you. Everything.
Easy. The gun! No time. Go ahead.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by delicious Citrus Hills Select Orange Juice. It gets your juices flowing. And by Downy, the fabric softener that combines skin-loving softness with the airy April freshness you love. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
So you thought I would leave you and run straight to the bed of another woman? I thought you knew me better than that.
I do. It's just that I happen to be acquainted with Miss Barbara Ryan.
I don't want to hear another word about Barbara, okay? She happens to be my friend, and she was there when I needed her.
Oh, I'll bet she was, with open arms.
I slept on her couch. And you have a lot of reason to be jealous after your cozy little dinner with Emery or Earl or whoever that is back at Lakeview Towers.
Earl, and he is my uncle. Why on earth would I lie about something like that, Brian?
So why did you lie about Andre?
Because I wasn't ready to tell you about my uncle yet. I was too ashamed.
Wait a minute. What you're really telling me is Andre is Earl. But you told me he was Emery. Why, this guy has more names than New York Yellow Pages.
All right. I know I sometimes shaded things about my past before, but I came here to tell you the truth.
This ought to be interesting.
Well, it has its moments. I met Earl when I was 16.
Don't tell me. On the banks of the Nile.
No. I grew up in South Philadelphia. Just one kid among many in a big Irish family. And then Earl came to my grandmother's funeral. He was my mother's younger brother. He had been traveling since he was young. And when he first arrived, I thought he had stepped out of a storybook. I guess he felt sorry for me because before I knew it, he had whisked me off to Europe and he was teaching me how to hold a teacup and a conversation with royalty, and all without batting an eyelash.
My goodness. Uncle Earl is beginning to sound more and more like Auntie Mame.
Well, yes. In a way, he was a lot like that to me. I thought he was perfect. It wasn't until later that I found out that Uncle Earl had one fatal flaw.
Which was?
Money. He didn't have any. Of his own, I mean. We were living off the favors of the rich women who adored him. They all loved me. And I guess because I was so innocent, they thought he must be trustworthy. So whenever things got tight, he would charm one of them into giving him a couple of baubles or a few dollars for collateral on a loan. Oh, he always promised that he would give them back to them as soon as he got back on his feet. But he never managed to get back on his feet.
Are you saying that none of these women ever had Earl arrested?
What for? He never really did anything illegal. He gave them the pleasure of his company in exchange for a few baubles. Most of them were too embarrassed to come after him once they realized he was seeing someone else. Oh, I suppose I could have stopped him, but I really didn't know anything was wrong. I was having too much fun. I even enjoyed the trips.
Trips?
Yes. Every once in a while, Uncle Earl would send me back to the States with a package for a friend of his. They were always very brief meetings. In an airport, I would shake the person's hand, give them the package, and then I would jump back on the plane. Don't you see? He was using me to smuggle those jewels back into the country, into the United States. I guess I looked innocent enough to get through customs. I didn't know what was going on.
Of course. I just have one question. Is all of this extemporaneous, or do you write all of this out beforehand?
Brian, this is the truth. My last trip was to Chicago. Only this time the package was an overnight case. I got a headache, so I looked inside for some aspirin, but instead I found 2 diamonds. All of a sudden I realized what had been going on. I was furious. So I panicked. I cut off all my connections with Earl. I changed my name and I came here to Oakdale. I figured he would never find me here.
Just out of idle curiosity, what is your real name?
Aaron Casey.
Aaron Casey. Nice touch. That has a real nice ring to it. Aaron Casey.
I had a feeling you wouldn't believe me, so I brought this as proof.
Oh, you're a blonde.
Well, I tried it once for a while.
What happened to the diamonds, Shannon?
Well, I gave them back to Earl on the condition that he would leave town immediately.
He promised to leave town. Why is he still here?
Because he doesn't have enough money to go anywhere.
Why didn't he fence the diamonds?
He can't. They're paid.
Oh, Shannon. Who writes your material, huh?
Brian, please don't laugh at me.
Oh.
This is not a laughing matter. Those diamonds put me through hell. I thought I was going to go to jail. And then all those terrible things happened to all those people because I didn't meet the fence for the diamonds. And what made it worse was you.
Me?
Yeah, I didn't plan on falling in love with you, Brian. I wanted to tell you the truth, honey, so many times. But I just couldn't. I thought I was going to lose you.
Hey, don't do this, please. Don't do this. What I felt was too important to be used as a tagline on some fairy tale.
This is the truth. I showed you my passport with my real name and then my picture.
Passports can be faked. All this really proves is that I'm not the first person that you've lied to.
How can you do this to me? How can you be so cold?
This isn't coldness, Shannon. This is self-preservation. I mean, there are so many things that can be given the benefit of the doubt, but you've used up your quota here. You understand?
I just bared my soul to you, Mr. McCall. How can you call me a liar? Gee, I thought you'd loosened up. Guess I was wrong.
Ryan McCall. Barbara, how are you?
Brian, I'm sorry to bother you at work, but the police just called and have some rather disturbing information on Bob and Kevin. I think Lisa would appreciate it if you could get over here. We're over at Ken's. Can you get over here?
Yeah, I'll be right there. Well, all of this is very entertaining, Shannon, but I've really got work to do. Why don't you stop by another time and tell me another silly story,
I am not
all right?
going to let you walk out of my life, Brian McCall. I loved you. And for the first time in my life, I have found something worth fighting for. And so help me, I'm going to find a way to prove to you that what I've been telling you is the truth. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine.
Brian's going to be right over.
Oh, I'm so glad. I was so worried about him last night. Barbara, he didn't come home at all. Do you have any idea where he went after he left your place last night?
Well, actually, Lisa, he never left. We were just talking, and it got to be very, very late, so he slept on the couch.
Oh. I hope you were able to help him work things out. I think it would be a shame if he and Shannon were, well, if they weren't able to get together.
Actually, I think he'll be a lot better off without her.
Oh, how can you say that? You know how much they loved each other.
Yes, and I know what it feels like when someone you love lies to you, and Shannon hurt him very much last night.
That was a terrible misunderstanding. Shannon feels that someone really set her up.
Oh, she told you that story, too.
Oh, she did, yes, and I believe her.
Oh, Lisa, I'm so glad I'm not as trusting as you are.
Barbara.
What?
You aren't the one that left that message for Brian, are you?
Me? Why, Lisa, why would I do something like that?
Well, you've never been particularly fond of Shannon.
Lisa, I've just never trusted her. We know nothing about this girl. She's never told us anything about her past. And I'd never do anything to deliberately hurt Brian. I know how much he loved her.
Lieutenant McCloskey, go on in.
Thank you. I've got some more news for you.
What is it?
It's not very good, I'm afraid. Anderson has started the climb down toward the Cumming house along with Franklin and Munson. Now, they're in radio contact with the pilot, and they found evidence of the explosion.
Lieutenant, what caused the explosion?
Well, Cummings apparently has rigged out this very sophisticated security system running along the path to his house. There are signs that your father and Kevin were following that path. The trail ends where the landmine blew up.
Is there any sign of my father or Kevin?
I'm sorry.
No. Nothing bad has happened to them. If it had, I would know it.
Grandma, it's going to be all right.
Yes, I know it's going to be all right. And I don't want anyone in this room to think anything but that it's going to be all right. Because Bob and Kevin are fine, and they are somehow going to get to Kim and Franny before anyone can hurt them. I know it.
I took Shannon to Lucerne when she was only 16. Oh, she looked up to me as a knight in shining armor who rescued her from the dragons of South Philly. Taught her about magic. It's doubtful that she still feels that way about me now.
Well, you can't blame her for feeling a little betrayed, Earl. You used her.
Oh, my dear. We all use each other every day. I wanted to bring her, miracles miracles don't come cheap.
Especially not from the women you took the jewels from.
Well, and I didn't just take, I gave, too. I never took advantage of anyone who couldn't afford it.
That still doesn't make it right.
It's the only kind of life I know. No regrets.
Not even for never having fallen in love?
Oh, for that blessing, I give thanks every day. No, love is nothing but trouble. Now, look what Shannon's going through right now.
Ah, but look what she's gained. I have a feeling you'll change your tune about that someday.
I have never been so embarrassed in my entire life. Brian didn't believe me.
Did you show him your passport?
Oh, yes. Showed him passport, told him the whole torturous truth, and he laughed at me. Oh, and then Barbara called, and he ran to her like that.
Don't worry, that we will think of something to get him back.
But you have done enough.
You say so?
Oh, Earl, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I don't blame you. It's all my fault for not telling Brian the truth in the first place.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Well, I've got to try to convince Brian that I'm telling the truth beyond a shadow of a doubt. How do I do that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, truth is not my strong point. Now, how does an uncle go on trying to prove that he's an uncle?
'Tis a puzzlement.
This just in. The FBI, aided by the police, are moving in on the area in northern Colorado where Mrs. Kim Hughes and her stepdaughter, Franny Hughes, are being held captive by local restaurateur Douglas Cummings. Stay tuned for further updates.
They didn't say whether they're all right or not.
I probably don't know yet. Oh, boy. This puts things in perspective, doesn't it? Suddenly my problems seem awfully small compared to what Kim and Franny are going through.
I hope someone gets to them in time to make sure they're safe.
Oh. Slippery here. I got you. Whoa. Okay? Yeah. Whoops. All right. No! No! Dr. Hughes! Dr. Hughes! Dr. Hughes! Dr. Hughes? Yeah. You okay? Oh, you gonna be able to walk on that? Go. Go.
Can I get you anything?
No. Where are you going?
I'm going upstairs. I'm going to tell Franny what happened.
I don't think you should do that, yet we aren't certain that any harm has come to your husband or Kevin. Maybe Douglas set off the mine with his remote, or maybe an animal tripped the sensors.
Maybe.
That's not going to help us now. There's only one way that we're ever going to get out of here, and that's to get those controls for that security system away from Douglas. And right now, my one priority is to get Franny out of here and survive.
No, please don't go near him now.
Woman, do you think I give a damn about Douglas?
it been worth it? Protecting that madman. Has it been worth all the suffering it caused?
We do what we have to do.
That's true. I'm about to do just that.
See, now, in the end, Heather was just like all the rest. Marie, Cal, Dr. Strauss, they all wanted to put an end to my dream, and I could not let them do that.
Heather wasn't trying to hurt you. She wanted to help Kim.
Help Kim. She wanted to drive Kim away from me. Just like all the rest. See, the thing is, they thought that those gifts and those letters that I was sending Kim, they thought that was wrong. Now, that is very strange to me because, see, I was just trying to tell her that I was around and that I cared about her. But no, everyone had to interfere. They were always interfering. They were going to send me to a place where I will tell you right now, no dreams ever come true. I couldn't let that happen. What I did was necessary. You understand?
Try. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe if you told someone what you just told me, someone who could help you.
Don't say anymore.
I have to. You need help.
Stop! You're turning against me. You're turning against me just like Kim did. Just the same as...
No, I want
It's the same.
to help you.
Kim, I don't need help. I need love. Why is it so impossible for anyone to give me that?
God, it's not.
First, my dad. You know, my dad, he didn't love me. He never loved me. All he had for me was the back of his hand. And my mom, I needed her. And then she died. And then Caroline, I don't want to be hurt anymore. I will do whatever I have to do to keep from being hurt.
I don't want to hurt.
You're all I have. You're all I have. You are the only person left who can give me the love that I need. Who can give me the love. We're going to protect each other. Right?
Yes.
We are, aren't we? Franny, will you do something for me? Take off your clothes. Please. I want to see how beautiful you really are.
You weren't...
Stay